this week in the NBA, you guys know how this segment goes. We'll still keep this segment in as long as stuff in the NBA happens that aren't segment worthy but are noteworthy. So give me your this week in the NBA, Riv.
I mean, for me, it was pretty easy. It actually happened last night, and I was in pain, crying, had my covers over my head. Paul George win the health and safety protocols. Like, Paul George win the health and safety protocols, and I just couldn't believe it. You know, it was pretty painful.
Gut-wrenching.
We could still win. You know, the Clippers have been they've been fighting adversity all year. They have the clear coach, the best coach. So I think they can still win, but that definitely hurt.
Over Willie Green?
Oh, God. Didn't even acknowledge that. But
y'all have been playing without PG and Kawhi almost all season.
It just would have made it so much clear if PG was playing.
The thing is, though, I will say against the Wolves, my expectation was that PG was going to really
He had 11 in the fourth.
But he went down the stretch. He seemed to not want the ball. He shied away.
Yeah, bro, I figured. Reggie folded.
You can't,
he missed a wide open layup.
Even still, you want to credit Paul George, you got to give credit to Reggie where he was hitting almost all game.
Last game, he was getting locked by Pat.
But Pat was doing his thing, but even still, Reggie was still hitting tough buckets.
I mean, he missed a wide open layup.
At the end, I can't say you're wrong. That was messed up. That was
lost
choke.
me at that
But
point.
Even still, at least he was taking shots. Paul George didn't even have the ball in his hand.
I mean, he hit the three to bring him to three.
To the point where I was like, where is Paul George?
He hit the 3-pointer to bring them up close to three.
For sure.
And then he hit another, and he gave a dime to put two in the corner.
How many attempts do you think that Paul George had in the last 4 minutes?
Not a lot.
Maybe two?
And he made both. He should have took more.
He should have. He should have been the only one touching the ball.
Clips, pals, though. I'm taking clips tonight, but
good luck, bro.
We always down to fight, you know.
No, for sure.
Always.
All right, my this week in the NBA is actually about Draymond Green and his statements on his podcast with Steph Curry. He issued a statement saying that the 2016, although they were not the ultimate victors of the NBA Finals in 2016, he still claimed them as the best team in NBA history until that 2017 season with Kevin Durant joining a 73-win team. Now, it begs the question, are they the best team of all time, that 2017 Golden State Warriors team? It's definitely up for debate, but Nick Wright was here arguing that the Bulls weren't even in the conversation. And listen, I don't hate Nick Wright as much as other people may dislike him, but this was one of his stronger opinions, which I firmly disagree with. You have to look at that 96 Bulls team. The fact they were able to cap off the second greatest regular season, the second greatest regular season with a championship. How do you not look at that team and give them the title as the best team ever, especially when they had the best offense, the best defense?
Yeah, you're an idiot if you do something like that.
So
it's
the
83 Sixers.
It's definitely a conversation to be had because talent-wise, I don't disagree too far off. You have Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, two top 3 players in the NBA at the time. Clay, Draymond Green, Iguodala, the Hampton Five. I mean, it's definitely a conversation to be had, but that 72-win season capping it off with a championship, you just couldn't write it any better.
I actually have a couple this week in the NBA.
This guy's a tryhard. Can't just say one.
Like the Raptors.
Tell me to write 3. I'll write 3. What do you got? Like 17.
He does
for?
that, so he makes. He tells us bring one. He pulls up with 3.
I didn't tell you to bring one. You can bring however many
this
you want.
This week in the NBA. So you know what? I'm gonna come in with 7 next time we do this.
Please don't.
Right? What's the point of that?
Please don't.
Let's hear him. I'm interested.
Okay. So one, the NBA is bringing back the old finals logo, the script. I think that's noteworthy. You guys were just gonna breeze by it like that's not big time news. I think it's dope.
You wasted the fans' time. They're like saw this.
No, they're probably like, wow, that's amazing. Maybe they didn't see it. And also, Zion report came out that there's a difference of opinion if he's healthy or not between him and the organization. And I saw somebody tweet Kevin. He tweeted on Twitter that it reminds him of the Kawhi and Spurs situation where Kawhi wasn't ready to, said he was injured. The Spurs disagreed, and maybe there's a little bit of that going on in New Orleans right now. I do think that Zion will ultimately play for the Pelicans and will be happy doing so. But he did post on his story a day from a song from the music group The Manhattan. Could be subliminal messaging to come to Knicks.
What a reach!
Yeah, and
is that a reach?
I don't know the Manhattan.
The other one I have is LaMelo Ball wearing number 1. He says he He's never wearing number 2 again in his life.
That's why I said, bro,
because he wants to be number 1.
He should wear like 14.
I'm glad now. It's so weird with you. It's like you think that LaMelo's good, but you don't think that he's among the.
I don't think he's as good as you think, but I think he's good.
I don't like it. Pick one.
No.
Pick it. Pick a side, bro.
I just like to be
please.
on the opposite side of you. How about that?
I believe that.
Yeah.
And I have 2 more.
Oh my God.
Dude, are you serious?
I want to give him his flowers right now. Trae Young, although he's an all-star, superstar caliber player, I still feel like he gets underrated. He just led the NBA in total points, in total assists. The only seasons with 28 plus points per game and 9 plus assists in league history belong to Oscar Robertson 9 times, Tiny Archibald 2 times. Trae now has 2, James Harden and Russell Westbrook.
9 times from Oscar?
Yeah.
God damn.
Trae Young right now is doing something we've never seen before at his young age, in his young career already. He's led a team to the Eastern Conference Finals. I feel like he's already being underrated. To me, he is the best point guard in the NBA. I think he is. I think he's the best point guard in the NBA.
You're Shaq in a fool.
And most of that is because I think
he's better than Luka?
Luka's a tweener.
No, he's not.
Luka's a tweener.
He's a guard.
No, Luka's a tweener.
I know. That's why I said Luka first, because it's an obvious
He's better than
statement.
Steph. He's better than Steph.
You're so reactionary. It's just so ridiculous.
He's better than Steph Curry. I would rather have Trae Young. I'll be honest. Right now,
you just called his run a fluke, but then you just said he just made it to the ECF. Okay, that's
I called the Hawks run a fluke.
Yeah, he was on it. And
he was on it, but there was a lot of guys on it too.
And
that
then Zion's
were
still going to be better than him.
Then you said,
Zion is a generational talent.
I know it for
Trae Young.
but you don't
okay,
think
but
Zion is better than Steph?
He's not. Wait, what do you mean? What are you talking about?
That's what I thought.
Wait, what are you talking about?
You don't
what
think
are you talking about?
You had Zion over Trae Young just now, but you don't think he's better than
Wait,
Steph.
hold up. The top 25 under 25 list is projection based.
It is.
That's why I had
So
Zion.
you think Zion's peak is better than Steph's peak?
No, I think. Wait, Steph is not a top. He wasn't. He wasn't even an option on the list.
Is Zion's peak better than Steph's peak?
I never said Trae's peak was
no,
better.
That's not what he's saying. That's not what he's saying.
I never said Trae Young's peak is better than Steph's peak.
You're going to drag it, and I understand.
I'm just making sure.
I don't know what he's talking about.
I'm just making sure.
He was trying to set me up.
He's just getting emotional. He is.
I was trying to set you up.
You're getting emotional in the sense like it's Steph Curry. Like
reactionary, man.
Oh, I agree.
Steph is not in his peak right now. Trae Young is better than him. Trae Young is better than Steph right now.
Walk off.
I listen if there's any time to. Listen,
Come on,
Trae
bro.
Young is all world. He is amazing.
Oh my!
And even in Steph Curry's worst statistical season since him
They
being
shoot
an
the same
all-star,
splits.
Still the same splits.
It's the same splits. We call what Steph did inefficient for him.
Yep.
That is what Trae's doing right now.
Steph can't have the ball in his hands the entire game like Trae does. He can't.
He just doesn't.
Can't control the flow of offense like Trae does. He's a maestro.
He was doing it before.
First of all, don't even say nothing. You're disrespectful. He controls the ball. He is the offense. He is the offense.
Shout out to Steve Kerr for unlocking Steph.
I mean, if he couldn't do this, he couldn't run that offense with anybody else because Steph is the only guy that can do that. So what you talking about? And Steph is a way better defender than that cone. He's a walking parked car.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Trae made the Eastern Conference Finals with no high-level all-star next to him.
Oh, you just called it a fluke.
Steph
Curry has 3 rings.
Steph Curry, has he ever made the conference finals with not an all-star next to him? He hasn't.
He's made he's made the finals without Clay wasn't an all-star that first year he made the finals. You do know that, right?
He was an all-star level player,
but he wasn't an all-star. You just said has he ever made it with an all-star? He did first year.
Trae Young is better than Steph Curry right now.
Crazy. I think you're being reactionary.
No, I'm not. It's really facts.
You're reaching.
It's actually facts.
I will wait another year, but you're reaching just a little bit.
It's not. It's facts. And I also have one more. Because
new agenda.
It's not an agenda.
You're pushing.
You know we got 4 other matchups to talk about.
You know Trae Young he's first in PER this season.
That's good.
You want to know who's 6?
Who?
At
Steph.
the point guard position, you're saying?
It's Steph. It's number 1 is Trae, then it's Luka, then it's Ja, DeJounte, Kyrie, Steph.
So at Steph's worst, he's 6 in PER.
Yeah, and guess who's 1? Trae Young. He's the best point guard in the NBA.
PER that you constantly poop on when I bring it up.
I don't poop on it, but you have to take some things into account.
DeJounte Murray is 5. Do you really take that into context, or do you not care?
Well, that's the difference because DeJounte, even though his PR is high, his basic stats aren't better than Steph's.
I mean,
Trae Young, not only his basic stats are better than Steph, not only does he have the best stats in basketball for a point guard, he also analytically he's the best point guard in basketball.
No, I mean advanced stats. He's nowhere near Steph.
Why can't you just say that Trae Young had a better season than Steph Curry?
No, because it's not. No.
Well, because Trae Young is not even in his prime yet, while it's clear Steph is now on his way out to being at his best. But it's not even just about. He's looking at every advanced statistic leans Steph. Not PER.
Still. Not PER, but every advanced leans Steph. He's
which
just
ones?
Using
Tell me which ones.
Offensive win share, defensive win share, box plus minus, estimated box plus. So what do you want to do? You want to go into
defensive win shares, the shares that Draymond accumulates to more than Steph.
I don't get what you're trying to say.
So every other defender on the Hawks accumulates any type of defensive.
Oh, their defense is bad, so you can't really.
I mean, it starts with the guy at the top, does it not?
Not really.
If your leader sucks, what are you gonna do?
Not really, because if they had a guy in the back,
if your leader sucks, what are you gonna do?
Oh, come on.
Your leader's parked. He's a parked car. What are you gonna do? What's your other?
See, that's why I feel like we're underrating Trae Young. You think you think Steph's better than him?
Well, he's literally.
Don't acknowledge.
I'm sorry. He knows.
Just stop. You gotta be smarter.
All right. All right.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, now my last this week in the NBA, I want to get your guys' takes on this because Russell Westbrook had a lot of things to say in his exit interview. I don't want to get too deep into what he said, but I don't know about you guys, but I feel like we have witnessed the downfall of Russell Westbrook this past season. And most teams in the NBA don't think he's a very useful player anymore. I don't know what team wants to trade for him. So let's do a little trivia. I'm going to ask you, would you rather this player or would you rather Russell Westbrook or this player?
At this current point of time.
Yes. Okay. And I'm not going to name high-level players, so I'm curious to hear your guys' answers. Malcolm Brogdon. Jalen Brunson.
My God.
I don't know why you're thinking.
I know. I just saw because he just doesn't fit most teams. Jalen Brunson, he fits a lot of teams.
Patrick Beverley.
Oh my God, we're getting rude.
I like fit.
I know.
I like fit. I really do love fit.
I know.
So if you fit, I don't care if you're more talented.
He'll fit on every single team. All right. Oh my God. All right. I'll go Pat Bev.
Monte Morris.
All right. All right. Now we're getting a little.
Pat Bev was the stretch for me. I'm going Russ basically every other name you throw at me from here on out.
Lonzo Ball.
Lonzo.
Monte Morris, by the way.
Ricky Rubio.
You're wild.
Westbrook
or Rubio. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Reggie Jackson.
And I'm not thinking twice. Yeah, Reggie.
Now here's the kicker. This player. Actually, I'll say his name first.
Okay.
Tyus Jones. Without Ja Morant this season, he's averaging 13 points and 7 assists, and he's shooting 45% from the field and 40% from three.
Tyus Jones. He doesn't turn the ball over.
The reason why Russ is so bad also because his defense
He's smarter than Westbrook. He doesn't turn the ball over. He makes good decisions. Tyus Jones.
All right, fine.
I wanted to do this exercise to prove just how much Westbrook has fallen off. And despite him, he's probably better than all these guys in a one-on-one game.
Yeah.
And if he's the leader on a team, he's the best out of all these guys. But in terms of fit, all of these guys, for the most part, I'd rather have over Westbrook.
All those guys can fit on 30 teams. Westbrook can't fit on 8 right now. Maybe not 6. And I'm being nice.
And I don't think, and I really do think Monte Morris was like an easy choice for me. I would have picked Monte Morris easily.
That one was just I heard it, I was like, whoa. Like,
it's just rude.
He's a backup.
This was a very rude segment.
I just wanted to prove a point. I think this is the point I'm proving.
Can we just respect the Hall of Famer and not bring him down?
We can respect him, but I also acknowledging that he's butt right now.
So it's like Dirk was butt.
Dirk was never butt.
At the end of his career?
No, he was just a guy.
He was old. That's what it was.
Yeah, but he
didn't have the expectation.
I know.
And Russ is just coming off of averaging a triple-double.
No, you're right. I mean,
and he did backpack towards the end of last year.
You're
he did
not
backpack.
Wrong at all.
So we thought he could still.
I'm shocked, man.
I think it's fascinating because I've never, at least I haven't been watching basketball as long as other people. Like, I'm not 40, but in my time watching basketball, I haven't seen a player that still clearly can play at a very high level, but you wouldn't take over most guys, even lower level backups in the league, just because of pure fit.
Yeah.
And that's how much fit matters.
What about Rondo after Sacramento?
Taking Westbrook.
No, I'm saying like.
So you're talking about Pelicans Rondo.
Oh wait, you're saying like Lakers like when?
No, I'm saying like Rondo was still able to play, but a lot of teams he couldn't fit on because he couldn't shoot.
But let's say look at the Lakers. We didn't have a team full of shooters, and he still fit on.
When he was old,
fine.
I'm talking about like when he was still putting up a double. That's what I said. Sacramento, Chicago-ish Rondo, like.
But that's what I'm saying. The Lakers,
even IT after Boston, how many teams could he really fit on?